Was it Manal? Yes. Thank you, Manal. Thank you for sharing. Okay, go ahead.
My name is Zainab. I'm like her daughter,
Yes,
and I came to support her.
I love it. Your son's gonna go with you to a workshop with me. Isn't that so cute? I love it. Thank you, Zainab, for coming.
Okay.
Appreciate that.
But I mean,
All right.
yeah, you
My
can.
name is Sarah as
If you're
well,
not
and
using this, it
I
should
was
be
actually
turned
a
off
teacher
because
this
it'll
past
echo.
year, so I just kind of quit my job and I've been taking to social
Hold this
media
probably.
marketing. So I
Wow,
started,
we're looking for a social media marketer. Awesome.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm like starting out. So I've worked in the past during COVID, like for a few like companies and stuff. So I just want to kind of grow on that.
Absolutely.
And I do have like a few business ideas, so we'll see.
So okay? So you want to start your own business, or you want to focus on social media marketing
Kind of both.
and start and yeah, navigate? Sure. Beautiful.
To kind of help other people's businesses grow, and then I have some ideas as well. So
I love it. I'm happy for you. Okay. Let's go. Yes.
Hi everyone, it's Anissa. Um, I'm new to everything here. My life has changed in the last few weeks. Everything has changed in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Changed the country, got married, got pregnant,
Yeah.
in the job, started.
Was that in the last month?
No,
Oh,
in
that was very
September.
fast.
In the last few months.
Okay.
So, yeah, I've been an office manager for more than over 10 years actually, 10, 11 or 12 years. So that was a comfort zone for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I always have ideas, but when you're in your comfort zone, you don't have the courage to actually get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I have a lot of ideas that are in a lot of chaos that they need some organization.
Beautiful.
And this is why I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she brought me, and well, that was it.
That's a good
I'm
friend.
having new friends.
Yes.
Yay!
Yay.
New
Welcome.
friends.
Welcome. And you said you're new in the country. Where'd you come from?
Algeria. Yeah.
أهلا وسهلا.
All
right. I have friends from Wahran.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm from Algiers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Isn't it beautiful how we come from so many different places?
Yeah.
All right, let's listen to the good friend.
My name is Dahlia.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a designer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I have a design background. She has a business background. So I was thinking it was a good couple.
Yeah.
Right?
Hopefully.
So we were thinking.
What type of design? Graphic, interior design?
Interior and graphic.
Okay.
Okay. So we have a lot of ideas, and we wanted to start something, but we need to structure, and it was a good idea to help us, get our mind just more structured and understanding where the right starting point is. Of course, we're starting on research and a lot of things, analytics and things like that, but I felt it was a good start because
Absolutely.
storytelling
Mm-hmm.
is what sells.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why even the title just caught me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It. Well, congratulations for showing up for yourself. I want you to know that there's at least 5 times more than this amount of people that were thinking about coming but decided to stay home.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We always know that the hardest thing to do is to show up. So good for you. If you're showing up for yourself, there's 100%, there's a guarantee that your business is going to grow. That's a first good sign. So good job. All right. I didn't hear from Zahra, and I forget your name. Iman. So why don't you guys take the lead, please? Introduce yourself and tell us about you.
Yeah, okay, so I guess I'll come up to the front. I'll just put myself on the spot. Well, it's so good to see some new faces and also some familiar faces. We're really excited about the partnership that we have today. I've been a fan of Farah for as long as I can remember. She's incredible. I love her story. I love her Instagram. I love her business. And I'm so honored that she's able to present for us today. But if you don't know me already, my name is Zahra. I'm the founder of Arab Women United. I started my organization to help women like you from all over the world that come from different spaces and bring them together and give them opportunities to learn and to expand themselves. So really quickly, I did want to hand out some free resources. Verizon's one of our biggest partners, so I'll just kind of start off by handing it out to you all. really quickly, I want all of you to just kind of take a look at the postcard. On the back, we have some more information about the platform itself. Verizon is a free platform, completely free for business owners to utilize. A lot of free resources are on there. So like such as marketing, business 101, financial, budgeting, all the things that you can think of that you might need support with. You can get it on your computer, you can use it on your phone. It's completely accessible. So really quickly, I want you guys to scan the QR code right here if you can. Just go ahead and sign up. It takes about 30 seconds. Like I said, it's an amazing platform to utilize. Yeah. Yeah, they started a digital ready platform, yeah. And I also know, Farah, you have your own consulting that you do. So I would love for you, after we're done talking, to also talk a little bit more about that.
Absolutely. We can do a Q&A at the end, any questions, or any questions you have about the consulting aspect.
I have some
I
questions
just
for
want
you.
to say you're so radiating today.
Oh,
so
thank you
good,
so much.
mashallah.
I'm just happy to be here with all you guys. This is like my fun, my life. Was everyone able to scan the QR code? Okay, perfect. So you can click the top button. It should say sign up, and then you would just put in your name, just some really quick information. You don't have to put in your address or anything like that, but just your zip code, and you should be all set. So without further ado, I will hand it to you. If you want to come up here and introduce yourself and Medina Labs as well. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Iman and I'm also one of the co-organizers here at Medina Labs. So Asi is going to just give you a rundown on what Medina Labs is and what we have here.
So we're essentially a space for entrepreneurs and people who are interested in starting a business like yourselves, and we kind of give you the tools, resources that you need. So we have Thursday tech workshops, and we have workshops like today. And yeah, we also have a mentor hub that connects you with professionals in the field, and they can kind of give you an idea of some support in starting your own business and everything. So that's who we are.
We also have the website, themedinalabs.com. You guys can actually go on there and then check it out too.
Yeah. To learn more about events, we have the website. We also have Instagram, we have a LinkedIn, and both of those handles are at themedinalabs.com. Yeah. Okay, thank you guys so much.
All right. Okay. Well,
Oh,
that's
thank you.
amazing.
Also, we have some
I don't know if this
refreshments,
is it working? Is this good?
It's active.
Oh, I think you guys need it for the recording.
Yes, we do.
Okay. I know you guys can all hear me well, right?
Really quickly, I actually forgot to mention while I was up there, there is a 10,000 grant open right now on the platform for you guys to apply to. It's very easy process. You just utilize the platform and then you go on to click the grant application. And that grant is specifically for small business owners, so it's a good opportunity for you guys as well. I'll let them.
Yeah, I mean, I can attest to that. Verizon's a great platform. I've seen some of what they have. Sometimes if you're stuck on something that has to do with your business, just search it up in the platform. And almost always they have some kind of resource that you can refer to. What I like about their lessons is that they're short and straight to the point. They're not in depth, so they're not going to go, into teaching you everything about marketing or everything about storytelling or branding or whatever. But they're a good place to start. So, like for example, my weakest area is finances. That's the one that I leave to the end, but that's the one that actually grows the business, right? So yeah, if I need help, I could go to the platform and just get a quick refresher from there. All right. Yes.
Guys, feel free to come grab food and we have fire, we also have shabab, and then we have their
Yeah. You guys want to go ahead? Help yourself. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. So you sip some coffee. You be the leader, Zainab. Let's go. There you go. I love it. Okay, is this is this full screen? Is that how it is? Yeah. Okay. Oh, I see. Now I found myself. Okay. Where's the camera? Hi. Okay. Oh, I think I need to stay here. Yes. Okay. Let me. Oh, here we go. Okay. All right. Now you guys can see me. Is that good? Good spot? Okay. Okay. I'll wait for you guys. Yes.
sharing the Google Drive. So switch to the Chrome browser. Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming.
Okay, so just a quick expectation, housekeeping, and overview, so just so you guys know, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have, this is just like a overview, right? This is just like an introduction to the potential of storytelling. There's no way in half an hour today we can go into the depth of teaching you something that you're gonna go and change the universe with it. But yes, if you change your mindset today and understand the ability and the potential, you can definitely change the universe with that. Okay, so today we're taking it slow. We're just understanding the power and the value of using stories the right way, I would say. And then as we're going through, like I share with you some of the things that I experienced as a business owner, you might come up with questions. You might have things that are like, okay, no, I disagree with her, I don't like this. That's good. Write that question down. Okay, and when we get to the Q&A, ask any questions that you have. Okay, all right. So one thing I would say is anytime that I'm experiencing or learning something new, the best sessions that I've had where I actually learned and implemented were when I came in and I decided that, okay, today I'm going to challenge my past ideas or thoughts. Because really, usually, most of the time, it's very hard for us to change our mind, especially if we've been doing a job for so long, right? If we've been doing certain way in business for so long, it's the hardest thing to do, to just open up and change my mind. But if I decide since the beginning that, okay, I'm gonna see, what could be a different idea, and I'll consider it, and I'll see if it works for me, then it might be helpful for you. So welcome to Storytelling That Sells. My name is Farah Bazi, and this is beautiful me, of course. So a little bit about me. I was a teacher as well. Right here, somebody was, yep, okay. And I actually taught high school biology for over 13 years. And I loved it. And it was the love of my life. And I enjoyed it so much until I had twin girls. Yes. So I had twin girls, and the girls kept me home. So it was your tummy double. Yep, that was me times two. And I had to decide: am I gonna stay home with the kids, like every mom's decision, or am I gonna go back to work? And that's my career. That was for so long. And I realized that if I actually go back into teaching, everything that I make is gonna go on daycare. And it didn't make sense anymore. Like, why would I pay somebody all of my money to raise my children? So I decided to stay home for that first year. But then I got really, really annoyed and bothered, right? Because you're talking about somebody who was working since I was like 17, nonstop. And now I'm home. It was COVID with the kids alone. Anybody listening besides the camera? Breastfeeding both. It was crazy, right? Nonstop. Barely sleeping. So I really needed something for me. I was always somebody who loved stationery, who loved cards. Like I'm the person who, when you give me a card, I'll keep it and I'll put it away, right? I have a keepsake of pictures and little things. I'm that kind of person. So I started making little cards just for me, like for therapy. Started looking into graphic design, learning more about color theory, composition, one step at a time on my own. It was really helpful for me. Then, about probably not even 3 weeks later, Ramadan started, right? Which is the month in which we fast. And I went to Target and I didn't find any Ramadan cards. So I just made some. I made them at home and I put them on my Instagram and I said, look, you guys, friends and family, I have some Ramadan cards. And everybody was so excited. Like, wow, that's good. We actually need that. So I started a business, registered the business, called it Marasil, in that very same week. And I'll tell you what happened. Marasil tells the story of girls like this one. Okay? So this is baby Farah. Wow, look, I mean, you see the difference? And this girl is growing up in a very humble house in South Lebanon. Okay? And this building that this house is in today does not exist because it was destroyed. So we carry as people a lot of stories, a lot of culture, a lot of festivities, a lot of different food, right? A lot of pain. And the beauty about the brand that I created was that it tells the stories of people like Farah and others. And so after I had my, this was when Marasil started, right? Because the twins were close to being one at that time. I decided that, okay, you know what, like, let me try to take this seriously before I go back to teaching. I wasn't sure I'm going to go back to teaching. And not only is Marasil telling the stories of children from overseas and people, not just children, moms, dads, everybody, but also I want something for my children to be proud of. When my girls grow up one day, for example, like my name is Farah. If my daughter's name is Farah, I don't want her to say Farah. Okay, if her name is Zainab, I want her to say Zainab, not Z. Okay, which I respect the people who do that, but for me, that was my philosophy. I wanted my children to be proud of who they were, starting with their name. So, what was my solution? Let's start bringing the pride and the like. Why we're amazing people, right? So started that business, and then this is a picture from this New Year's actually in my house in Lebanon, where look at the twins from here to here. This is the same one. This is Angelina. And this is our house in Lebanon. So when they went there, when my kids went to Lebanon this New Year's, they knew most of the places because of some of the work we do. Because I actually have an art print inside my house that has the name of their village. Burj Jahal is where my kids are from. And they knew it before they went there. So they were so excited to actually be in it, right? So let's get to work immediately and start with a case study, okay? So we're gonna go directly into Marasil, my business. So this is a brand that sells, I don't think I have samples, I messed up on that, but we sell luxury stationery in the form of greeting cards and art prints. Okay, we do wedding invitations, some other things, but mainly it's greeting cards and art prints. And so what happened over time was that we built this cultural brand from the strength of the identity, from the strength of the story. And I want to tell you, for example, how in Marasil, in our brand, storytelling created an emotional conversation. So I'm going to go real quick. I'm going to click here. It's going to take me to our website. And right now we're talking about Mother's Day. So you can see some of our cards on the website, right? And if you drop down, this is some of the art prints that I'm telling you about, right? That tell the stories of the different cities. This, for example, is my children's village, the one that's in my house. But what happened? How do people know about it? So I'm gonna go to this card, for example. Okay, this is a Mother's Day card. It looks straightforward. There's buildings. I don't like it's very hard to tell what is this about. It says in Arabic on it. It says Sitt al-Kil, which means the Queen of Hearts, for mom or grandma. But behind this card is the story of a grandma that took her granddaughter to the street that she used to always take her own daughter to shop from. So we talk about that story, we talk about it online, we talk about it in, on our Instagram. And when people are buying the card, they scan our QR code and they read the story in the back on the product. Are they just buying a card, a greeting card for Mother's Day? They're buying a story, and they're buying what do they see themselves in the story. So it could be the mother that's buying the story, or it could be the granddaughter. The granddaughter says, oh yeah, my tata, my grandma, she took me shopping too. This would be perfect for her. Or my mom, she lived overseas too. She would connect with this. So the I'm gonna tell you the end now. The product that sells, whatever it is your product is, the product that sells is the product that people see themselves in it. The biggest mistake is that we are so focused on ourselves. Yeah, I'm telling my stories and the stories of my people. That's not what's gonna sell. What's gonna sell is how do you see your story in my product? Where are you in it? So it's just one specific example. All right. Right here. So here's another one, okay? So you can barely see this one, but this is a greeting card called Ahla Gato, or the sweetest cake. And in this cake, in this card, we tell the story of a family that, was celebrating the dad's birthday. And you can see, the vintage cake with the cherries on the top and the pistachios on the side, right? But then when we're talking about this, we're talking about how for that boy or that girl, they had everything. They didn't need any gifts. They didn't need, bouncy house. They didn't need special characters. At that time, for that birthday celebration, they actually had everything that they needed. So to them, that was the best birthday. But they didn't know that the father had bought the cake with the last money that he had in his pocket. So you see what's going on? There's now a connection that is beyond what people see. Instead, people start to relate to that. So now every time that people are thinking about Marasil, they're not just thinking about greeting cards with Arabic calligraphy on them, which is very pretty. Like we take a lot of pride, right, in the calligraphy. There's a lot of history behind it. Yes, the calligraphy and the logo. Yeah, you see it? You realize it. They don't just see that it's thick cards. They're actually thicker than every other card in the market, so the quality is great. They don't just see that the cards are about things that are relevant to the culture, but they're also investing in a narrative that means to them, like Sarah was saying, in something that aligns with their values. People don't know that you align with their values if you don't tell them. Okay? So, what happened? We started selling to individuals, right? People, we have our e-commerce shop, which is our website. People liked it. We use social media to sell. And then there's always a cap, right? There's always so much that you can sell B2C or business to client. Eventually, you want to grow. So now we're thinking at Marasil, how do we go from B2C to B2B, business to business? Because that's where the real growth and the real scaling happens. And today, if you start thinking, how do I serve other businesses? Your business is going to go in the right direction instead of how do I only serve the client? So how is this greeting card business going to grow? We started putting the greeting cards at different resellers, right? So it had to be somebody whose values aligned with ours, who, like, when I walk into the shop, it feels like, like a beautiful experience. It only needs the perfect greeting card in there, right? So we're at 15 different reseller locations. And then once we were ready, we started opening up partnerships. Partnerships means that, big brands like Shatila, for example, Hashim's, for example, Ford. We've worked with Ford before. They came to us and they were like, you're the expert. Look at what happened. You're the expert in telling the Arab story. We want to hire you for this event. You're the expert in bringing the the greeting cards into our shop. Shatila, for example, Shatila said, we want you to design a collection for us. So these are like a Marasil Shatila collaboration, but you only find these cards there. So now what happened was that because of the story, right, the big brands were like, you know what, they really know how to tell the Arab story. So every time we want to do that, we're going to hire the expert. So you have to be careful in your marketing. What do you want to be eventually known for, right? Who are you? Are you, in the beginning, I was the card lady. Okay? The card lady only gets us so much. The card lady could mean the Hallmark card lady. It could mean the Christmas card lady, right? It could mean the Eid card lady. So many things. But then eventually, Farah can tell the Arab story in the most authentic way. That's very different, right? That leads us to that last point. That, please, if you haven't written that down, write that down. That leads you to your positioning. So how do you position yourself in the market? I'll share with you this. Yesterday, I actually had a meeting with a potential partner, and they weren't very nice. But I got them. So this is like, people that are like, looking at us like, why am I going to work with you? We get some cards for $3. Why should we sell your $10 card? Our cards are $10 each. Why this, why that, whatever. We don't even sell cards. Forget this, forget that. And so I was like, okay, let's stop right there. You guys are saying they're great, they're a big market in a community, in our community, and they sell like a lot of florals, a lot of sweets, and some other like fancy produce, right? So there's certain type of people that go there. So I'm like, okay, so you guys said, your cards sales are low, right? They said, yeah, like, well, why would we need to invest in more, right? And I said, well, who's your clients? They said this, and that, like basically the Arabs in the area of the high socioeconomic status, right? And I'm like, well, why aren't they buying your cards? Why are they getting your flowers and your cards, moving out and going to your neighbor next door to get a card? That's because you don't have the card that speaks to them. Yeah. So if you're not selling, it's not always because people don't want it. It's because people don't want what you have now. That's very different. So that's when they were like, okay, send us a proposal, send us an email. Because they realized that there's a missed opportunity. And what gave me that power? I didn't go and tell them, I actually have very fancy cards. My cards are textured. You touch them, they're really, and they are. My cards are thicker than anything else. My cards have Arabic calligraphy. I have the best graphic. I didn't say any of that, even though that's a fact. Okay? I said, I know that we at Merasil tell the Arab story best. Period. Done. People feel seen by our products, and I take this very, very seriously. So what was his investment in? His investment is not in the card. His investment is that when his clients come to him, they feel like, oh, this market finally sees us. So this is called positioning. What is different about your product than the rest of the ones in the market? When people go to your website, your page, your shop, even when they hold your product, they need to understand who you are, what you do, and why they should trust you in the first, good marketing in the first 5 seconds. Okay? If it takes them about 30 seconds to get it, that's okay. That means you missed half of the people. If it takes them more than a minute, they're not gonna buy. So again, what do people need to know? Every time you go to your Instagram page, your website, your product, if they're holding it, they need to know, who is this? What do they do? And why should I buy from them? Why should I trust them? So this and other reasons are the primary reason why some brands have a hard time converting. So I have a lot of people that work with me in business, a lot of business owner friends. They have amazing products, they have beautiful things and services, but they're struggling with sales, and they always come to me and say, farah, people, like it's very tight. People are, the gas is very expensive. People don't want to spend anymore. You hear that all the time, right? But I mean, the real issue is yes, it might be harder at times for people to spend than others, but there's other reasons why you're having a hard time converting. So, what do you guys think? Why sometimes you go to a place, you want the thing, but then you're not sure? You stop. Why do you stop from buying? Yep, go ahead.
Value, if I feel it has a value for me purchasing, I'm
Mhm.
not talking about money if that's my point. It's worth it. You know what I mean? This really, I value the, what it represents.
What do you mean by value?
Like, for example, we were just discussing like one of the points, and she was saying like, I would value this, and I would love to have this in my house. You know what I mean? Regardless, she did not ask about the price.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So the value, emotional value.
Okay,
connection.
specific. See,
Okay.
emotional value. So if she's saying, this product makes me feel this way.
Even though, I'm sorry, even though both of the products were customized,
Mm-hmm.
but one of them related more and touched the spot in my heart a little bit more
Okay, so two things.
than the other.
The product makes me feel I am relating to the product.
This is what I wanted. I wanted specific. Even I never told her that. She actually came up with it. I'm like, oh, this is what I wanted.
It's actually what I wanted. How did you know?
Yeah,
You want people to say that about your product and services.
exactly.
You want people to say, how did you know that that's how I feel? How did you know that that's what I need? You know how, like a husband and wife, well, I mean, okay, not everybody's married.
Not everybody can relate.
If you have somebody, we're gonna just put it out there, okay? But if you're a married woman like me, my husband, works all day. He walks inside the home. The first thing I say is Yatik al right? Which means, like God bless your work. Walks into the home, and when he's having a rough time, oh, I know, right? When he has a bad day. And sometimes, I may decide that, let's go eat, let's not eat, do you need help with this, whatever, or maybe I'm having a rough day too. I mean, I don't know, right? But there's this unspoken connection and language. Did I know that from day one of marriage? Did I know him from day one? So what happened in the first few years? There was a lot of knowing each other, a lot of juggling, a lot of fighting, a lot of, why are you looking at me this way? You think you were working the whole day? You get to walk inside the home and look at me like this? Why? I mean, why you're looking at me this way, right? So that's the thing. It's exactly like marriage.
Yeah, it's studying the targeted audience, basically.
Yes. So people say that all the time, but they don't tell you what it means. What does it mean to study the target? You want me to study the target audience? What does that even mean? It means you have to think of your client like they're your spouse. You have to obsess over your client. Yes.
Some people want to kill their spouses.
They'll do that.
But some you want to kill some clients too. I mean, that's true. But what I'm saying is you want to be able to understand them so well. Some people say your best friend. You want to understand them so well where they don't even need to tell you what they want and you get it. And that only happens over a period of time. That's why there's something in branding called brand equity, right? Which is like, how do people perceive you or see you as a brand? You can't have brand equity from day one. So like Prada today, I can come up with a glasses, product exactly like Prada, right? Even better glasses, same design, same everything. But maybe I want to call it Mrada with a M. Why do people go with Prada? Because they have brand equity, right? Over time, Prada proved to them that, there's certain value in it. Yeah? Whatever it is, quality, design, whatever it's that people are investing in. And that is because there was a lot of interaction between the client and Prada over time.
One of the things that I realized was really important, I did study user experience design, okay? So interviewing people, you know what I mean, would make a big difference. So I would have a perceived thought that this person would love this. You know what I mean? And I have to be impartial. You know what I mean? And sometimes I come out with a completely different idea and interviewing a lot of and showing your product to several people, that would start making you understand the emotion, the connection, and what's missing in the market.
I love that because that's actually the first thing we do anytime we're working on a brand. When we're studying the market, we're studying the target audiences, we have to actually listen, invest time to actually listen. The biggest problem that small business owners fall in, and especially like, the most business owners in the beginning, you're working on your own, right? The biggest problem is that I live in my bubble, I'm in my office, I'm at home, I work on the product, and I go and I put it in front of people, and I'm like, why is it not selling? It's because you're not. Yeah.
It's you out of your brain, actually.
Yes.
Out of your box.
Yes. And people will tell you, and for people to tell you what's wrong or what's right or what they like or what they dislike, you have to show up in a way where you're not perfect. If you are always showing up as we are the perfect brand and we're untouchable and we got this and we don't care about your opinion, then people are not gonna invest in.
There was an entrepreneur, a big entrepreneur, who was saying, never fall in love with your product.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole point.
Fall in love with the people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would like to share something
Go ahead.
from my experience. To me, I think when you touch the customer's heart,
Mm-hmm.
that's everything. So when somebody comes to me, like she says, like I have a newborn, I have to take a gift to a friend. She has a newborn, so I give her مثلا an ayah or a statement about about a newborn,
Mm-hmm.
or an ayah about مثلا رب اجعله رضيا.
Right.
Or somebody comes, they want a gift for somebody that moved in
Mm-hmm.
to a new house.
Mm-hmm.
So I pick something about the house,
Mm-hmm.
like not just anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like
You're catering to the experience.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like ربنا هب لنا من أنفسنا وأزواجنا. So I pick stuff that touch the heart and that goes like direct to what they want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So do you have your products already kind of like organized for the client, or are you the only person that knows what product goes to which occasion?
They trust me. So when they come to me, they say, "Amin Shazawi."
Beautiful.
So yeah, on my page I have like everything about houses, about the home,
Samples.
about weddings, about children. So they look at my page and then they say, like, it's up to you. That's
Beautiful.
That's even more challenging because
Yes.
they trust me and they want me to like do everything.
So what happens if you get sick and you can't do the work? What happens to the business?
Actually, it stops because right now I don't have any helpers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where like having an expert in the field, and I had that issue too when I was doing custom cards, for example. People wanted custom cards, and so in the beginning I was charging $20 for a custom card, and it was great because it taught me so much about people and it taught me so much about the process. But today I don't do a custom card for less than $100 to $200.
Wow.
Yeah, and people pay $100 for me to make them one card because it's the idea turned into a visual emotion in one package, right? It's the same concept. But why did I increase the price? Because I didn't want it to be accessible, because that $20 that was coming in was costing me hundreds of dollars of my time. My time is worth way more than 2 hours, 3 hours sometimes for $20. It didn't make sense, right? But in the beginning, it was an investment. It was teaching me a lot. Over time, I want to do other things with my time, right? And then I was also very adamant about, I always ask myself the question, what happens to my business if I am not there? So today, my business still needs me a lot, but if I am not there, I have somebody, everybody, actually, anybody, that can go into my system, that can pull out my cards, that can fulfill orders, that can actually restock resellers without me being there. Yes, I want to be there to foresee the process. I want to be there for the marketing aspect, especially. I want to be there as the face of the brand. But I already have a system in place where if somebody comes and says, I need a gift for a newborn, Iman can go to my website and can search up newborn and it will pop 5 suggestions. Pick from these. No, I want something custom. Okay, you have to wait until Farah gets better in 2 months and pay that much money. So access to you should be expensive. See the difference? Custom is expensive. I hope that triggers something.
It does.
Yes.
Yeah. The other answer was the question is related to what you're saying. Pricing.
Yes. Have a hard time converting? Okay, so what about pricing? What do you think?
Sometimes something is too expensive, and sometimes something the product might be good, but it's priced too low.
Mm-hmm.
So people actually don't understand the value of the product because they feel it's too cheap.
Very good. So when it comes to pricing is always linked with perception. Your price is always tied to perception. Like exactly, the guy from yesterday, why are people gonna pay $10 a card? And I'm telling him, everybody pays $10 for my cards. Nobody ever questioned the price because of what the product brings with it. You're thinking of a $1 card from Dollar Store. It's a whole different product. So pricing, perception are impacted by the first word we said, positioning, which is how do you position your product in the market? And then yes, you sometimes you may want to overprice because it could be a strategy to have less clients. You may want to go a little bit down under the price so you bring more clients. So it's okay. It's a strategy, right? It's part of your selling. But the right price is only the price that feels right for you. The biggest mistake that business owners do is that they think, what are people going to pay? Right? That's the first question they ask. They say, I want to sell this. How much is somebody going to pay for this? 50 cents, $1. But then I look at it, I actually had to walk all the way to Oklahoma and I had to put my machine and pump the water out. And I had to make this plastic bottle and put the water in it. And I had to then close it and make sure that it was sterile. So to me, that cost me like $200. Nobody's going to pay $200 for this. That's not true. I can sell you this for $200 today if I tell you what's the value behind it. So you see the difference?
I just remember there's this famous movie saying, "Sell me the pen."
Yes,
That movie?
yes. And the painting, you guys have seen the painting with nothing on it that was sold for millions of dollars. So we don't need to go there. But we're saying that, the right price, that's my strategy. When I work with my students, I taught a branding cohort over the fall. When I work with my students on branding, I tell them that's my advice. We don't do go search the market and find out what's on, go up and go down and all of that. Yeah, we can do that. So you feel better. Like you can go and do like a quick search online and find out what are the current bottles sold for. Find out the average, the side that you want to go up or down. The right price is the one that feels fair to you. Because if you can justify it to yourself, you can justify it to your client. And it feels unfair to you, then you can never sell it. If you know that, for example, your product costs you $10 of time and of everything, and you have it positioned for $200, it's very hard to sell because you know that it's way off. So it's really very personal. Okay, so the biggest reason why some brands have a hard time converting is because there's a lot of confusion around their brand, and especially with the custom products. You go into the page and you're like, so what do you do? Oh, I can customize anything for you. I do baby shirts and I do pants and I can customize the pacifier for you and I can do this and I can do that and things on the wall. I sell everything. Okay, next time I want everything, I'll come to you. Right? Sarah, can you give me an idea of what's the idea? Your business idea?
Oh,
Give me I don't want you to explain it. Give me the name of the service or the product? Just big category.
Embroidery and
Alhamdulillah. Perfect example. Embroidery. Okay, so Sarah can go and be like, oh, we do everything embroidery. I've seen them. Embroidery for everything. We can do embroidery of the flag, embroidery of your, shirts. We also, and I love it when they say, we also work with businesses, but then we are there for your special occasions. You're not attracting anyone. There's confusion in the message. We don't know who you're. Why would I trust you as a business owner when you also are a specialist in baby bibs? Or why would I trust you as a mom? If I'm a new mom and I see on your page it's all for business and it says kitchen this, kitchen that, why would I trust you? So the biggest problem, or let's even make it worse. They have their page, it's about embroidery, but they also sell necklaces because they want to sell everything. I have it, let's sell it. What that does is it sucks the life out of your brand. There's so much confusion, people don't know. So, like the shops where you go and you buy things for less, that's the experience. You don't know what you're going to expect, you just know it's going to be cheap. And so that's exactly what people are experiencing when there's confusion about who, what, and why. So the opposite of that is what? Clarity. So where does clarity come from? People think that by having a logo, it means that there's clarity. Look at how beautiful our logo is. So I think, I assume that, by having this beautiful logo, it means that everybody's going to know that we sell cards that tell stories. They go and they hire a graphic designer, or they hire somebody, or, they hire me, and they're like, I just want a good logo. Like, I want it to look professional. That's what they say. And they say, I want people to take me seriously. People don't take you seriously because of the logo, ever. People take you seriously because of how you position yourself in the market and how clear you are about what you sell. So clarity does not come from logo. Clarity does not come from lots of choices, like we were saying. What does Metasil sell? 2 things. Cards, art prints. We can sell a whole lot of other things. We can sell mugs, we can sell candles, right? Our designs can go, we can print them on everything and sell it. We don't do that because we want to be the card people, right? And we just introduced the art prints, by the way, recently when the war in Lebanon started, because I decided that, okay, I need a product that has a higher profit margin where I am able to donate the extra profit margin. So that was even a recent addition. More choices, more confusion, okay? People think that clarity comes from posting daily. They tell you all the time consistency. And then what do we think? Consistency means posting every day at 9 p.m. That's not what consistency means. Like so much content. Yes, too much. Or too little. Too much or too little, right? Also, if you don't post, how do people know that you exist? People don't know, right? Or you post something and then disappear for a month and you're like, why isn't it working? Because I didn't even see it, right? Also, people confuse storytelling with trauma dumping. So I do a lot of storytelling on my page and I talk a lot about trauma stuff, but it's not trauma dumping. Trauma dumping means, like the TikTok people who go online and they talk about how they hate their lives and their stepmom is the worst and, so much. And then they want to sell you something else, right? You see them, you notice them, they're always talking about something that is not related to the product. If the whatever it is that they're talking about is related to the product or the service, amazing. So the biggest thing when you're telling a story online, which you need to, is it has to connect to the product or the service. And again, the biggest, I would say the sin of everybody, appealing to the masses. Everybody's so scared of, oh my God, I need to have, I'll give you an example that happened recently. One of my clients is a therapist. And she said, she just asked me yesterday, actually, in a consultation. She said, Farah, I'm afraid that if I go on my page and talk about how I support moms, that later on people will think I can't support teens, like I can't do premarital consultation. I want to offer services in the future, like partner with people for ABA, autism, whatever. So she wants to put content out there, but she wants it to be very general, bland. And the biggest problem with that is that people will never see you as an authority or an expert, right? If they see you as the expert, and if you're able to help a mom in a family, then who did you help? The whole family, right? People automatically know, oh, if she helped the mom, she can definitely help my son. But if we don't know who she helps, then we don't know who she helps. So appealing to the masses, offering products that are vague, or like we do everything for everyone, that's always people's biggest mistake. Instead of that, what does clarity come from? Okay, brand clarity, which is extensive work, and this has nothing to do with visual identity and logo. Again, visual identity and logo is very important, but it's a form of expression. It's like the way I dress myself. The way I dress myself says something about me, but it doesn't say everything about me, right? Positioning and offer strategy, we talked about that a little bit in the beginning. Consistent messaging. So again, it's not about how much you post, it's about the same message over and over again. So if your business idea is we create amazing interior design, or we create amazing interior design that transports you to a different place, that makes you feel like you just went on a trip to Hawaii, then you say that we just took you on a trip to Hawaii in 7 different ways. It's the same message, different ways. So what's consistent is not the how much you post or how little or how big you post. It's the same thing over and over and over again in different ways. Marketing, the game in marketing is repetition. That's it. You're teaching a lesson, right? What do you need to do? Repeat it in so many different ways. Isn't that what we do as teachers? We give them the hands-on experience. We give them the visual. We let them hear it. We let them feel it. And then they leave the class. They're like, oh, yeah, like I get it now. Same thing. Marketing is education, repetition, same message in different ways. So let's play the landed game. This is going to be interesting. Okay, I know that not everybody has pages or brands or businesses, but maybe if you have a blog or anything that you're comfortable sharing with other people, I need you to please pull it out on your phone. And I'm going to do the same thing. So go to your website, or go to something that you've done before, or your personal page, anything that has to, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go to mine. Let's go. We're going to put you on the spot. So, or maybe to Medina Labs. Maybe that's what we need to go to. Okay, so I'm gonna go to mine. Yep, anything that you want to show us. It could be like a little article that you wrote. It could be a blog. It could be your Instagram or your TikTok or your whatever page, or personal, business, anything. Zainab, you have to take part. Everybody's taking part. There's no... And you can't swap with mom. All right. You got something to share with us? Whatever you want. Okay? When we're ready. Okay, so go ahead, and you got to find somebody on the other side of the room. It can be somebody next to you. On the other side of the room, please swap phones. Swap phones. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Come on, you got to move up. Swap phones. Swap phones. Okay, everybody has a new phone? Everybody has a new phone? New phone in their hand? Everybody has a new phone? No? Yeah, switch with somebody new. You guys are stealing it. Don't look yet. Don't look yet. That's extra seconds. Okay, everybody has a new phone? New phone? Okay, so 45 seconds. In 45 seconds, I want you to see if you can answer any of the questions. Look at the question on the board and see if you can answer one of the questions. Sarah, this is so beautiful. Where's Sarah? Oh my goodness. It's just, oh my God, so good. Okay, great. Found the first mistake. I'm just joking. Yes. I love it. I love it. I love the colors you're using, Sarah. Bravo.
I wish with the brand.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. No, but I mean, even the products, the colors. The color, you're always like to pastel colors.
Very neutral.
Very neutral. Oh, I love that. بالعربي.
That's my thing.
Okay. Time's up. Stop. Okay. So, you really have to stop. Give the phones back. Phones back. Yep. So that was 45. That wasn't 45 seconds. That was more like a minute 45 seconds. Remember what we said in the beginning? How many seconds do you have actually? 5. Only have 5. You only have 5, and the person needs to know who you help. So when I looked at Sarah, she said something. I'm going to put you on the spot. She said something about embroidery, a handmade embroidery. The page looked beautiful. I knew right away what transformation she provided. So I knew right away what's her service or product, but I did not know who it's for because she didn't say that in the bio. She didn't say if it's for new moms, for people. It looked like it was for babies, but I'm not sure. Like that was an impression. I was still confused. Had you put that in the bio, what would you turn the confusion into? Clarity. Handmade embroidery for moms that want to keep something for their children forever. And then I'm a new mom. How does that feel?
I actually went to this Babies on Bumps like 2
Yes.
days ago,
Yes.
and I saw crochet. You call that?
Yeah. How'd you feel?
No,
No.
no.
It
I
was
did
a
not
pretty-
relate because it did not talk to me.
Okay.
The product was like, no, that feels old. That feels like this.
Old. Yes.
Feels old. Feels like there is nothing special about it.
Nothing special about it.
Really.
Yeah. So just by you offering the product, that doesn't mean people are gonna take
I
it.
saw it. I'm like, nope. I'm not even stopping there. I'm
Okay.
not even talking to that person. I'm
Mhm.
sorry, but you know, it doesn't even
Yes.
attract me. So
That's great.
like, there's something missing there.
Yep.
So yeah, if I want something, I want something that actually speaks to me.
It has to speak to you, and it has to trigger something in you. And then why are you different? So when I looked at the page, it felt like, you know, I noticed the colors. I noticed the stitching was very clean. That's what I noticed. But maybe she wants something. She wants to tell me something else. So maybe she wants to tell people that she's different because, you know, we're not saying this is you, Sarah, but for example, because, you know, she learned how to use her hands again through stitching. How powerful is that? Her hands were paralyzed. And one day she helped herself move her hands because of stitching. Would you buy, and you're a new mom and you want this for the baby and you think it's speaking to you? So we're taking it from something generic into something what? Specific. From confusion to clarity. And we have to. Quick. Right away. And this is hard. This is not supposed to be easy. It's very hard. When you have so much to offer, it's very hard to hone in on what is the one thing that I give you that nobody else does. All right. So always ask yourself, you know, how does it make other people feel? And speaking of user experience, not just how it makes you feel, ask other people. Give your phone to other people. How do you feel when you look at my page? How do you feel when you hold my stuff? They're gonna tell you things like for example, one thing we did because of user experience, you know, our cards, they're actually double sided, so there's printing on the outside and there's actually stuff on the inside, right? Not just the outside. So in the beginning, I always have like we call it a cello bag, like a clear wrap that holds the card. In the beginning, it was like a sleeve where the card would drop in it. And then people would look at the outside of the card in the shop, let's say, okay, and then they'd put it back, and I'd be like, don't you want to know what's in it? Oh, there's something in it. I didn't know that I could even open it. So what's the upgrade that I had to do? I got cholo bags that look like sleeves, so they look like jackets. They only cover the outside, and so when a person holds the card, it opens, but it still protects the card. So now the people know that there's outside and there's more to the story. And that was only because I gave my product to somebody in front of me and I saw how they reacted to it. Okay. So the solution to everything is storytelling that is strategic. Storytelling is not content. People assume that by putting stories out there, I'm just making content, creating content, and putting it out there. Storytelling is positioning, which means it tells people why you. So it reveals your values. We talked about that. It creates recognition. It makes people feel seen, and it bridges the emotion to offer. 9 out of 10 times people buy because of emotion, not because of a logical reason. Yes, okay, my door at home may be broken. I need a door. That's why I have to go buy it. But then if I look at a door that is brown, that, that like makes me feel like it's luxurious, that's why I'm getting that door. So the initial reason might be that I want to gift somebody something, right? Because of an occasion. But the decision is emotional. The moment where I'm making a decision, it's an emotional decision. But why am I going to you? Because of the need. Why am I choosing you over the others? Well, there's something about the emotional connection. How you make me feel as a person, or how your product makes me feel, or like the presentation, or the story behind it. So I'll give you an example and we'll wrap it up with that. This is a blog post that I built a whole campaign behind it. We started with just a story, a blog. So if you have a phone, please scan so you get to the story. And you'll see that on my website, I actually have like a section for blogging. I call it Our Stories. If you got to it, if you don't mind showing me a thumbs up. Awesome. Wow, you guys are great students. Okay, so I don't expect you to read the whole thing, but I want you to glance through it and find a paragraph or a line and read it. Anything. Just stop at one. So at a line that stopped you, okay? Find me a line that made you stop. Sometimes it's the words that make us stop. Sometimes it's the visual. Sometimes it's the positioning within the post. So if there's a break between, break before, break after, like most of the time, we always are attracted to white space. So if you want to tell something very important, make sure there's white space before and after, right? So that's part of storytelling, is also a way of presenting the story, not just what's inside the story. Okay, so go ahead. If you're ready to share with me one line that stopped you. Sarah, raise her hand first. Yes.
There are three main routes to vintage band, each with its own personality.
Can you say that louder?
There are three main routes to vintage band, each with its own personality.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
I like the hop on, allow me to take you on a ride.
Okay, hop on, allow me to
It's
take
like
you on.
it gets you in and you wanna know what happens next.
Yeah, you're like, ooh,
Okay, what
let's go. Yeah, okay. What? Yes, go ahead, go ahead. Yep. No, go ahead. Okay, okay, okay. We'll go in order. Go, Iman.
I would run down to the hill to my grandmother's house. My little legs racing towards her one embrace.
Go ahead.
I like a 3-year-old alone in a taxi. I think especially there's like dashes in there, there's exclamation marks, and like it's just one tiny little paragraph. I think that
Thank you for noticing that. Next, Zainab or Mama.
At the very beginning, the last sentence of the first paragraph, my heart always belongs just as much to vintage bear.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like really, I'm able to relate because you could enjoy being more than one person.
Mm.
Not just the place that you were born, or not just the place you're from.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The road from Sur to Vintage Bay is a story in itself.
Is that true?
Yeah.
You know that?
I love like the road ride. It's the best. So
Have you been there?
I'm from Albic, was my
Yes.
husband's from Sur, so yeah.
So, but you've been to Sur?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
So when she read that line, she was like, "That's actually true, right? There's something in the route, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, go ahead. Thank you.
It wasn't just a village. It was where my roots were planted, where my sense of belonging truly began.
Thank you.
We had it. We had made it. We were home.
Mm.
Just feeling the word we were home. And after all this, description and all that, I just felt, how emotional it would be. We were home.
You felt the relief.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Fatima.
So I'm more of a visual.
Yes.
I don't look at the words.
Yes, yes, I love that. Yes.
So the main one was the little girl.
The little girl. Yeah. Why did she attract you the most?
Because it reminds me of my own pictures as a baby.
Sitting between the flowers.
But instead it was the yellow flowers.
Mm-hmm.
And it was everywhere.
Yes.
And we're just like in the middle.
Yeah. And how did you feel as a child between the flowers?
I don't remember it, but I remember the memory of the picture.
Okay, so you remember the visual and you remember being there. Okay. What are we hearing consistently? What's happening? Yeah. Besides the feeling, the emotional connection, the relation, the relevance.
Everybody related to a different portion.
Okay. Not everybody in here knows what vintage bell means, right? Like, who knows what is that? It's like a foreign word. But everybody knows what home means, what route means, what getting there means, what let's hop on a ride. The adventure, yes. That's a universal experience. Everybody had pictures of them as a child, right? Okay, so we started with that simple story.
So my sister actually, it was her first time in the den. When we got close to Vintage Ben, she goes, I thought Vintage Ben was in Dearborn.
I love that. That is so funny. Yes, that is so funny. I love that. That's so cute. Yes, yes. Yes. So for context, Vintage Bell is the name of a major city in South Lebanon. A lot of people in Dearborn are from that city. Okay. I grew up in a semi-island called Sur. And Sur is 45 minutes away from Bint Jbeil, maybe half an hour away from Bint Jbeil. But Bint Jbeil was my also village of origin. I didn't live in the village. I actually lived in the city. And in that story, we're describing my journey from where I live to where I'm from. Just the road, the ride on the road. But everybody that went on that road saw the same things. When people read the story, people commented the most. And one part of the story, I talk about a guy that sits on the side of the road with wild cucumbers. We call them metta, wild cucumbers. And how they're fuzzy and how they leave a mark on your hand and how they smell. Everybody was like, I remember the guy, yes, this and that. I actually experienced that. Those are the best fruits, whatever. So again, it's about a common experience. You're selling, let's say, tomatoes. What is it about tomatoes that everybody experiences? Like if I'm selling tomatoes today, I talk about how there's never the right knife for the tomato, right? The tomato always rolls between my hand every time I almost cut my hand.
Summer salads.
Right, there we go. But you see what I'm saying? What is it that people experience that includes your product? So anyway, we wrote that blog post. And then from that, we actually, so I'm going to show you instead of just talk about it. So I'm gonna go to, Merasil's website, and I'm gonna go to search here. And look what I'm gonna search, just the word Bint, the first part of the city, right? This is the blog you just read. This is a card. I'm gonna click on the card. The card says from Bint Jbeil, the city, to Beirut, Baalbek to Sham, Gaza to Darfur, Jerusalem to Karbala. Victory for one is victory for all. So somebody might say, what is this for? This is a card for, so now the updated version should have on it. This is a card for when somebody's having a rough time, like a thinking of you card. Okay? It says that I believe that the victory for you is coming. Okay? So then we're gonna go back. There's also art prints for Bint Jbeil, which we're having an opening night exhibition this Friday, and I invite all of you to go there because you're gonna get to experience everything from Lebanon in Black Box Dearborn. There's an art print on the wall. So when people buy the art print, they're not just buying the city that they are from or something pretty from Lebanon. They're buying that story. And when they have guests over or when they talk to their children, they're talking about that. So that's the value behind it. That's the value of, okay, what happens when we added a story? We were able to pull out products from the story that were meaningful, that made sense, and that were still on brand, right? I don't sell Bint Jbeil wristbands or anything like that. They're still on brand. So we're going to end with this question. Your question might be, okay, we understand that stories sell, but what is the best story to tell? You have a lot of stories, all of you, right? So I know that this is a question everybody has. What is the best story to tell? What do you think? I'll leave it to you guys. Think about it. Maybe talk to the person next to you. Talk in the circle. What is the best story to tell? We should come up. That's a tough question. Yeah, what is the best story to tell? That's one story. What is the best story to tell?
The story of how the customer gets to purchase, like their journey to purchasing your product.
Okay, so is that you showing the customer shopping around?
No, it's kind of that trend on Instagram where they're like, you are, and then they say like, you are someone who values color, likes this type of culture, and then you find my page, and then they show you their artwork, and it's like
okay, beautiful. You're the solution to the problem. That perfect. That's solution to problem. Okay. So that could make me be interested in your product. Okay. Definitely, I might make a first purchase. But why am I going to be a loyal customer? What story are you going to tell me that's always going to make me invested? We said here the story behind my brand. Again, we're falling into the same issue. We're focused on me. Instead, what do I need to focus on? On the client.
So their story.
Yes. What's the best story to tell? It's the story of the people that you serve through your products, through your brand. So social media, let's say, social media manager, your people are business owners. They have 1,000 hats to wear. They hate their lives every single day because, everybody is asking them so many things. You have to post at 9 p.m. and you're a woman business owner, and then your child still needs to go to bed. With me, you don't even need to worry about it because I'm your guardian angel that's going to take care of it. But then the story is, what is her life like? You tell me her life. You don't talk about your life, right?
Making it easy for them.
Maybe not even. Like, you don't even need to say the solution. Just tell me what's her life like.
Zainab was telling me there is no best story. Like each person has his own unique story.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with Zainab. And that's where the positioning comes in, because that's where the way you see the world is different, and the right people are going to be attracted to you. Like we were saying that, okay, you value Quranic verses, you want these teachings and values. Not everybody agrees with that. That's your version of the story. The people who agree are going to be coming to you. And some people are going to be like, no, you know, like I want this and I want that and I want, and that's not the most important thing. That's not your people. Right? So you want the people that love what you offer. So maybe in the beginning we're experimenting and we're like selling so many things or trying so many things or sometimes giving services for free. You want to see who absolutely loves what you have. So let's say out of everybody here, only 2 people love the way I am, presenting, or love my approach. I go and I ask them, what do you like about it? How's your life like? Are you married? Are you single? Do you have kids? What do you like? What's your favorite color? When do you go to the movies? You don't go to the movies? So I learn about them because then I start to notice trends. All of the people that love my services or my products, for example, I'll give you an example. All the women that I work with, I've worked with 2 men before, but mainly women. All the women that I work with, they're highly ambitious, very ambitious women. They want growth in their business, in their professional life, and they also value family so much, and they value faith. But I didn't know that because I am like that. I didn't say I'm like that, they're going to be like that. No, I asked them. The best stories to tell are definitely the stories of your clients, and they're also the most authentic, genuine. If there's something ugly about the story, that's amazing. Say it. Ugly is real. Painful is real. Weak is real. Our problem is, we're always showing perfectionism, like the strong this and the beautiful this and that's not real. Like, let's say I'm watching a concealer ad. If the ad is by like Jennifer Lopez or whatever, somebody famous, I'm gonna look at her and be like, of course it's gonna look good on you because you have Botox and whatever and this and that. But if they bring an average woman, right, that is close to my age, with dark circles under and the baby screaming in the background, and she adds the concealer and it gets better, I'm like, that works. See the difference? Their story. Okay. Thank you guys for having me. And I'm open to questions and answers. Yes. Yes, go ahead.
Can we all get cards from people that have businesses? It would be interesting.
Of course, absolutely.
Yeah, so
absolutely.
basically it's like networking.
Yes. So what we're saying is, before you leave, if you have any cards, please share them out. We want them. Or if they don't have any cards, that's okay. Follow their pages.
Yeah, exactly. That would be nice.
Keep in touch.
Do you guys have any pitching training or something in this thing, or you have no idea?
No, I do training one-on-one through my consulting. Yes, but I don't have a program for pitching. What I do in my program, I help people build a brand from zero to anywhere they want to get to. So with I built a cohort with 5 students. One of them, her accessories are now on the shelves in Nordstrom. Another one just published a book. The third one is the therapist we're talking about. She's navigating going from working for somebody to opening her own business. So she hasn't started the business, but she has everything she needs. Ahmed is, releasing all kinds of albums left and right, music albums. So the biggest thing is that no matter where you are in business, you always have something to work on when it comes to your messaging, when it comes to clarity and knowing your audience. And so yep, go ahead. Ask questions.
I have a question about pricing transparency.
Mm-hmm.
I currently don't have my pricing listed, but I do have like a rubric that I use. However, all of my work is custom, so everybody has a different price, kind of.
The transparency is you tell people exactly that.
But like, do I post my pricing, or is that just gonna make?
Do you have a range?
I do have a range, but I worry that people are gonna be like, I don't know.
Yes, go ahead. Tell me the worry. Yes, you worry.
I mean, like, I have my pricing. When I'm at like a bazaar or something, I have that posted.
Because they're done.
Because they're there. And
they're there.
Looking at me and there's an interaction.
Yes.
But online, I don't post it. I only tell them when they DM me or they put them in, and then I give them the quote.
Okay, what are you afraid of?
I'm afraid
if you post
of, like,
it?
people who just be like, who are just going to scroll, like they see a price and they're like, whatever, and they keep going, I guess.
And what happens if they keep going?
They don't buy.
Okay, and and if they DM you and you tell them the price, do you think that's what's gonna make them buy?
I've had people who like they stop talking, and I've had people who just could keep going. I
Right.
just don't know if it's the correct. Like, is it a sign of like exclusivity that you don't post your pricing, or is
Mm-hmm.
it like better to be transparent?
Okay, so yes, both approaches they're going to lead to different results, but it's always best to post your prices. The reason why is because you are making it easier for the person to make a decision. Always, the easier it is for me to make a decision, my chances of converting are higher. More confusion, my chances are lower. Now, you don't have to post a specific price, but what you can say is that, you know, our pieces are between this and this. This is the range, and prices vary as we do custom, delicate, handmade work, so people know what to expect. Because I could DM you and you can tell me it's $500 for a little thing. How would I know it's not? So when you put the range, oh, it's no more than 100, for example, I'll know it's not 500. And if I am hesitant about the price, even if you tell me in person, I'm not gonna buy. It doesn't matter. People always like to know in advance, and you know what that does is it like pushes a lot of people away from you. So like I have a lot of people that subscribe to our email list. Not everybody buys, which means people are interested, but not everybody wants to pay. So I don't want to waste my time actually with the people who don't want to pay.
Can I suggest something?
Yes.
She could actually put samples of her work, with some of them already priced. Like, this is the low range, this is a sample of it, and this is the high range, that's a sample of it, and we customize. So in that case, as a user or as target, somebody in your target audience are going to look at this. Okay, I could see the range, and I could see the work and how she related, because I do want to see numbers, right?
You're saying you have those numbers, but you're not confident about sharing them yet, right? Because you're thinking, let them talk to me first.
Yeah.
Well, okay, let's do it the other way around. Let's get you out of the DM. Let's get you talking to the camera first. Let's get your voice talking out there. When I looked at your page, it's all products, 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 products. You don't have to. You can write something. You can put your voice out there. If you think that people are going to buy, because that's what you told me, I didn't say that. You're saying people are going to buy not because of the product, because after they talk to me.
Yeah.
So you see the value in you.
I do.
Right?
Online. Yeah.
Okay.
But I do have voiceovers.
There we go.
Yeah.
Voiceovers, stories. I mean, there's the more you put out of you, the more powerful. We know that. But it could be something very little, like here's what somebody else said. That's how you get them out of the DM, making a decision outside. You want the people that come to your DM are the people who are like, here's my credit card. I'm ready to pay. I already made the decision. Of course. Yes. Any other questions? Please ask. Yes.
I'll just keep going.
Yes, go ahead.
Because you were telling her like how do you keep your business going without being the person who does the work.
The scaling, yes.
Yeah. Kind of how to make it independent, self-sustainable. That's what you were going for. But like maybe I don't. What was your business?
It's painted, like paintings and
Paintings. Okay, so it's handmade.
home decor, yes.
Okay, so when you're a handmade business, it's very dependent on the artist who's making it. So like, I can't like make it self-sustainable where someone else is like, it is me who's doing the art. So how do you expand, I guess, when you're the one doing all the work?
You have to decide. Are you going to customize every single piece? So part of your brand and your strength could be that you only do custom work, which means that the piece I have at home, there's no other like it. But you better charge hundreds of dollars for it. Because what does it mean? Instead of you selling it 10 times, 100 times, you're selling one. Like paintings. Think of it like that. Why are paintings so expensive? It's hard to replicate, and it carries. It's a very long, extensive process for the painter that he's not gonna redo the whole thing all over again, right? So that's why you actually invest a lot of money in it, right? So then you're thinking, but no, I actually want to scale and sell more pieces. Then you decide maybe, okay, you might still want to do custom work, but you might have 3, 4, 5 products that are easy to replicate. So I make strawberry keychains that are knitted, for example. They're so cute. I don't, but what I'm saying, if I do, yeah, I don't. But what I'm saying is, let's say I make the strawberry. The strawberries are the easiest for me to make. So you know what? Maybe I'm gonna make 100 of these and sell them online and not have to worry about the custom side. And I push the marketing on that. So you decide on specific products that are easy for you to replicate, and then you can sell instead of the biggest issue is, with custom, the biggest issue is that you have so many products, remember, so many choices lead to confusion. So I don't know, it's easy, by the way. What to choose is not what you like, it's who likes. It's all about them. Sorry. Yes.
When I was doing user experience or something, I noticed when you show somebody a product, they would say, "Oh, this is nice," but the question was not that. Would you buy it? That's a very big difference.
Yes.
Because they would say, "Yeah, it's really nice."
Yes. Would you pay money
they
for it?
don't feel the necessary. They like it. Yeah, it's okay. But that was not the question. Would you buy it?
Yes. 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 I love that. And you guys can run these experiments. And if somebody tells you no, I wouldn't buy it, they are doing you a favor. Yes, time, resources, money, marketing. Instead of just insisting on an idea that's not gonna sell. Okay, inshallah. All right, so I'm not gonna take any more of your time, but if let me see. If you want to keep in touch, right here, this QR code leads you to my newsletter. It has free resources. So I send out emails about storytelling, about branding. So this is my newsletter directly. There's a challenge that I'm doing probably end of May. Challenge means that you go through like a mini experience with me. I just send you free resources and I help you get clarity on something very important. I'm actually very excited to work on this challenge. End of May. It's about the sound of your soul. That's what I call it. So it helps you get very clear on your brand voice. How do you sound like as a brand? I'm doing that end of May. So if you want to hear more about it, just scan the QR code. You can follow me on Instagram. My personal page is more about branding and consulting, or Marasil's page is more about the product-based business. You guys are so capable, and you're gonna do amazing, beautiful things, and you're gonna be in my spot one day. You don't need anybody but you. That's it. So let's go. Let's get it. All right. Thank you guys for having me. Thank you. All right. If you go to my Instagram page, in the bio, actually, you just need to go to calendar. Sure. Yeah. Yep. And it's right here. You see it?